Hey guys, I am Lady Lux here with a follow-up to my career wardrobe basics. There will be a part 2 to that covering accessories and jewelry and all kinds of things. We'll talk a little bit more about shapewear and things like that because I got a bunch of follow-up questions that are really good questions. But this one will cover my professional makeup look. So this is my first time trying to do this. So I have a setup. I've got the camera here. I've got a mirror here. I think I might be able to do my makeup in the camera though, because today I'm getting really good light. It's sort of an overcast day, and I think that's working for me. So why don't we just go ahead and get started. I'll tell you about the products that I use, and then you can see how I apply it so that I have a natural but made up look that's very professional for the workplace. So I've done my skincare routine. If you've not seen it, I will put an information card below or above. Please click on that and look at it first because it talks to you about how I prep my skin. I have a little bit of sunspotting that came in. You can see down here, and this is from a blemish. I don't break out very often. But I just got back from vacation in Aruba, and when I get a tan, if I don't tan all the way, which I wasn't there long enough to tan all the way, I sort of get a little unevenness. So that is what I'm dealing with today. Bear with me as I look everywhere trying to figure things out. So the first thing that I do is my eye makeup, and I have my eyebrows microbladed. If you are in the Atlanta area, I highly recommend Angela at Expressions Brow Studio. She does a beautiful job, and as you can see, my brows are very natural, but they're thicker than what God gave me. So I highly recommend her. I know microblading your brows is a scary thing, and you definitely want to make sure you're very careful with who you use. So I still do fill in some small patches, and what I like about her microblading, I need to get in the mirror here, is that her feather strokes tell me what direction I should be applying my brow pencil. By the way, I am using the Beverly Hills, Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown. And so I just follow more of her strokes just to give a little more definition. So not a ton, as you can see. And I'm going to do my other brow. Here. And like I said, she just gave me a beautiful blueprint. I think I might have to go in for a bit of a touch-up. But if I didn't, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So as you can see, eyebrows are done. Now, I talked a little bit about this primer. This is the Hourglass Veil Primer in my VIB sale recommendations. I had hauled this, but I'd never used it. I don't love this for my skin, but I do like it for my brows. The consistency is really, silicone-like, and that doesn't really work for my skin. I feel like it makes all my makeup kind of lay on top of it, and is a little less natural of a look versus it sinking in. So I think I might go back to the Guerlain primer, which I really like. The Guerlain is more water-based, and I'm going to put a little bit of this. But this does work very well for eyes. I find it that it really makes your eye makeup last. So when you're professional in the professional workplace, you definitely want to bring out your eyes, but you don't want them to be a distraction. So I am going to show you, I hope I brought the right eye pencils. I realized I brought none of my eye pencils. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to tightline my eyes. I use the Makeup Forever Aqua XL pencil. What color is this? M10, which is like their black. And I find that tight lining, which is lining underneath your lashes, just gives you a little bit more fullness in the lash line, but still looks pretty natural. So I'm going to pay attention and do this in my makeup mirror. So you can see the difference between the two eyes, I think, right there. That's the first thing that I do, just to give my lash line a little bit more depth. And I think you could see that when you compared one eye to another. Okay, now I'm just going to do a very, very simple eye makeup look or eyeshadow look, and I'm going to start on the lid, and I probably start opposite of what you hear makeup artists do. I think most I've seen start in the crease. I like to start with my lid. Why? I don't know, but I take this is an old makeup brush by Sigma. It's just a very dense brush. I don't know the number. It has since rubbed off. I've had this probably for about 10 years. And so I'm taking MAC Patina Shadow, and then I'm just going to brighten up my lid. And because I have aging eyes, I just sort of kind of like pack it on. I used to be able to sweep it on, but I can no longer do that without dragging my eye around, which I really do try and avoid. Okay. And this is just like a pretty, like gold, or not gold, but like, I don't know, hard to explain. Silver, brown, it's just a nice neutral. You probably can't even see it. It's such a subtle thing, but that's the point of business makeup, is to be subtle. Then I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush. It's sort of domed, it's medium sized and fits really nicely in here. And I'm going to put a transition color in. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I basically use this side of the palette with a little bit of the black. I've tried this. This is just not right for my skin tone. So I am basically going to go into, I like this red-brown color, and I'm going to take a really light touch, and then I'm going to start in my outer, sort of the outer of my crease, and put a little something there. I need to look in my actual mirror. And this just gives you a little bit more definition in the crease. And as you can see, it gives me also a little color in there so that my eyes don't look so sallow. I have really strong yellow undertones to my skin, and so I try to balance that out. And again, you see everything I'm doing is with a really light touch. Okay, so you can see that there. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is my clean fluffy brush that I use for blending, and just blend out. And particularly you want to blend in this crease, just so you don't have a harsh line, so it's nice and graduated. And you can see this gives you just a little something. And then if you want a little bit more depth to your eye, what you can do is go in with a darker color on the corners. And I'm gonna just use this, let me try not to blind you. I'm gonna use this brown right here and mix it with a little bit of this black to deepen it up a little bit. Again, probably not scientific, but kind of works for me. Okay, you see how I did that on the corner? And a little bit of black and a little bit of brown on top. Also with the other corner. Right, and that just gives me a little bit more depth. And then I'm going to take that clean brush and I'm going to buff that out again. And I'm just going to buff it toward the center so I don't pull it out like beyond my eye. Okay, I feel like I need a little bit more on this side to stay balanced. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put in my crease color, or sorry, my brown bone color, and that is right here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'm going to actually stick with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to go with this color, and I hope I didn't just dip that. Yes, I did. I'm going to go with that color there, which is pretty close to my brow bone color. Do you see that? It's pretty close. And I see this done wrong a lot, especially on women of color. Be really careful with this color, because I see a lot of women walking around and it looks chalky and white on their skin. This is really supposed to be, you know, just a little tiny bit brighter than your actual skin tone. So I see literally white, especially on deeper skinned sisters, and this can really mess your makeup up if you don't get this color right. So I would focus on getting this color right, and then you can pretty much do anything on your lid, honestly. Okay, oh, and the brush that I use for that is this angular brush that just helps me kind of cut along the angles there. Okay, now I have mentioned this in a couple of videos. I'm going to do my eyeliner. I love this Tom Ford liner. This is in the color, I think Trooper, or Deeper, 01 Deeper. And I line my top lashes with that. I use this side. This is a double-sided pencil, so I use this side, and then there's also a finer side that I can use if I really want to fill in. So I'll show you, at least you can see how I do that. I tilt my head back, and you know, today I don't want to go super dramatic, nor would I ever at work either. But just a nice line to deepen up the lash line. Remember, the point of eyeliner is just to deepen the look of the lash line and give you a bit more lash. So you don't need to do a ton. I would stay away from the dramatic cat wing eyes. Do you see the difference between this eye and that eye? I would stay away from the dramatic looks for the office. It's just not the time or the place. And I do my eyes first just in case. Ooh, this is a terrible angle for me. There's fallout from the eyeshadow, which I try and use high quality eyeshadows, so there tends not to be, but you can clean that up with your foundation and concealer, which I don't use really. I have some, and if I do use concealer, it's the Tarte Shape Tape, but I'm not going to do that today. And so I just like to make sure my eyeliner is nice and black, because even on my skin tone, it can gray out along the lash line. And then this side you can use to really get close into those lashes. So if you've got any gaps or any spots, and this side is surprisingly saturated. Okay. Okay. So that is it for the top liner. For the bottom liner, did I forget? Oh, I forgot the brush. Okay, so for the bottom underneath my eyes, I use this, and it's slanted a little funny because it was in my drawer funny. I use this sort of, I think it's called a pencil brush. This is also a brush by Sigma that I've had for a very long time, where the numbers are rubbed off. I'm going to go back to my Shade and Light kit. I'm going to dip into that. I either use the brown or the black. Today I'm going to use the black, and I'm just going to dip the very tip. You can see that's what I do over and over again, and just apply a little, like very, very carefully and closely to the lash line on the bottom. And this is just to provide a shadow, so you can see there how that looks. Makeup artists that I like to watch on YouTube are going to be, I think Tati Westbrook is really good, but there are a lot of good ones out there. I would just be careful watching a YouTube tutorial, including this one, because they tend to be a little dramatic for the workplace, right? Those are really designed to, you know, show you artistry, and they do a beautiful job of displaying their artistry. This color doesn't want to take today. But, you know, a professional look is a little bit different. Okay, so now you see the liner underneath the eyes. All right, so now we are ready to move on to the face. And so just a couple of tips about foundation in the workplace. I would go with as natural coverage as I would go with as natural coverage as you can possibly be comfortable with. Really full coverage, super matte looks are just distracting in the workplace. I'm going to look over there. Are just distracting in the workplace. So, you know, save your matte looks for your super high coverage matte looks for the weekends and for your photos while you're on your personal time. But the point of foundation in the workplace is just to give you a nice, beautiful, healthy, even complexion. And so today I'm actually going to use a fuller coverage foundation just to show you that it's possible to use your full coverage foundations in the workplace and just sheer them out beautifully. So this is the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. I wear medium 62 warm. And you want to make sure that your foundation is matched to your neck more so than anything. And I will show you how little foundation I use. Now you can build this up for your weekends and your personal time and your more artistic look, but I'm just going to put some on my brush and show you how little I use. Like literally like that. And I literally just dot a little bit of it all over my face. I might apply a little bit more and then I just start to blend it out. And blending is super key in the workplace. So I'm just going to take my mirror down and blend it out. I think I just heard Princess Bailey arrive. Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm just doing a little makeup tutorial.
That's not
That's a lot of noise in the background. Sorry, folks. What do you got there?
princesses.
Ooh. Yeah, I found those in your toy basket when I was cleaning them out. We haven't seen those in a while. So you can see how I've blended that out. Now I probably need a little bit more. I'm gonna actually put the start of this up here. But you can just see how little I use and how judicious I am with the application. Oh, by the way, this is a Sephora brush. It's called the Pro Buffing number 70. And you want to try and work quickly so that you can blend it in and sort of use some of your natural oils and stuff to get that right. So you can see I am spending a lot of time on this step, and I always do because it's too important. Get here, 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 here. And you may need to go back and do a little bit more of your eyes or whatever if you get in there and it's too wrong. But you can see this blemish is showing. It's a little bit better on the chin, but I'm not trying to cover up my skin. I'm just trying to enhance it. My Instacart delivery is on its way. I just got a notification. So that's all I'm going to do really for foundation. And you can see it's an improvement, but it's not a mask, so to speak. Now I feel like I'm a little bit sallow, so I'm going to put some dimension back into my skin. And to do that, I am going to use this Sephora Contour Sweep number 97. And I'm going to use my MAC contour powder. This is Dark Deep, which doesn't say a lot about MAC's color range. This is the Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish. That's just the name of it. And so I know MAC is very inclusive in their shade range, but I'm just gonna dust the extra. And I also like to put this on at an angle. And as you can see, it gives me some contour, not too much. And I'll go over here, but this is just really to contour. And thank you for your fish face, Bailey. And just to put a little bit of color and dimension back into my skin. Right? You can see I look a little bit more alive now. And then I will pull this down into my neck just to give me a little bit more there. So there you go. As you can see, I could also bring this up a little bit more and use it as a blush. But that's really the contour. That's what happens. I don't contour my nose. I feel a certain kind of way about that. I feel like that is very ethnically driven. I don't want to have a thinner nose. It just, whatever. I think all nose shapes are beautiful. I'm not trying to make a big statement about that, but that's just not for me. All right.
Can I put some makeup too?
After we're done, you can.
In your bathroom?
Yes, in my bathroom. So now I'm going to go on to my cheek color, and this is a perfect, beautiful, neutral, but with some color cheek color. This is by MAC. This is called Warm Soul Mineralized Blush. And it's just a beautiful little piece of sparkle. Hey, Bailey, can you do me a favor? You know that silver, the tray, the mirror tray that I have? There's the silver thing with beads in it of powder. Yeah, it's got a little design on the top of it. Yeah, can you bring that in? Yes, thank you. Keep forgetting stuff left and right. So I'm going to use my Sephora Pro Sculpting Brush and Blush Brush number 99. And I don't clean off my blush brush from day to day. I think it's actually prettier when it carries over the colors from day to day. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure a lot of you who are makeup people will tell me that's the wrong thing, but I like it. And then I'm basically going to go give my cheekbones a little bit of color. So, come on. I'm going to just swish it around and blow off and give my cheeks a little color. See, it just gives you the prettiest little amount of color, and it's beautiful, right? I try and make sure that there's not a gap between my contour and my blush, and if I need to, I can go back and reapply. Now, if I happen to over apply or do whatever, I'm going to show you my Miracle product. Did I show you guys Warm Soul? This is what it looks like. Really pretty. As you can see, a flush of color. And that is my Guerlain Meteorites. I saw this talked about on YouTube a while ago, but these are amazing. They are pricey. I use number 4, Dore, D-O-R-E with an accent. And this I use for my finishing powder. And so basically what's inside are these little colored beads, but once you swish a brush in them and apply it to your face, it gives you the most beautiful finish and will just pull together any makeup. It will correct any over application that you do or any mistakes. I use the Sephora Pro Featherweight Powder Blush number 91, and I literally just swish this around and I knock off the excess and I blow it a little bit. And first I get my nose just to take down the shine, and then I will just literally go all over my face. Oh my goodness! Wow! You put on a lot of red lipstick. That is a beautiful color on you, and I will help you apply it. Instacart is now here. Okay, so that is basically what I do, and it's a really light touch, but I just love the finish that these meteorites give you. All right, now for my last skin touch, I'm going to go in with the Chanel Powder Lumiere in number 20 Warm Gold, and this is a beautiful highlighter that doesn't have you strobing down the halls of the office, but gives you a really beautiful glow. And I just put that in all the places that the light would hit, maybe a little here. I also might just dust a little here. But as you can see, I use a light touch with everything. Very light touch. You don't need a lot, and maybe a little bit here. And it's almost indetectable, but when you're walking around the office, people will notice that you have a beautiful glow. So that is it. We're now down to my last 2 steps, and that is my lip color. Now this is the Kat Von D lip color, the liquid lip color in Double Dare, and this was a gift from my sister for the holidays. I opened her Secret Santa gift by mistake early because it came in an Amazon box, but I think this is a beautiful color. My go-to color is Lolita from Kat Von D. I think that works on a lot of lip colors and skin colors. But we're going to try this out and see how it goes. I love her liquid lipsticks because they are super long lasting and you don't have to worry about reapplying for a long time. So this is the first time I'm trying it. Or at least this color. Oh, this is pretty. Way to go. This is pretty. This is such a pretty color. Thank you, Shell. And you can tell that's just a pretty pink, beautiful, natural, but a little bit more color. And like I said, these Kat Von D's last forever. You will not have to worry about reapplying. Okay, the last step for my makeup is this, and that is mascara. I use the Chanel mascara. This is Le Volume de Chanel number 10, which is their black. I have pretty long lashes, and I'm more interested in volume, so that's why I use the volume one. And I do not use waterproof mascara. I don't think it's necessary. I was afraid to not use waterproof for a very long time, and then when I started not using waterproof, which I think the non-waterproof performs better, I have not gone back ever since. So just a little bit of mascara on the lashes, which also to me is a step that ties everything together. Here we go. See that difference? And then, okay, thank you, babes. Did you fix it, or do you want me to fix it?
I fixed it.
Okay. All right, so I do upper lashes and lower lashes, which I need to. And I only dip in once. I read somewhere that if you pump over and over again, you're just introducing air and bacteria into your mascara. And the last thing you want is a nasty eye infection. Trying to do it where you can see. I know a lot of people don't mind their lower lashes. I just like the look. Okay. So that is the last step on my professional makeup video. What's wrong? Oh, you want to come in and show yours? So Bailey has been doing her own makeup. Ooh, I like that lip gloss. That looks great on you. Amazing. So that is it for my professional makeup tutorial. As you can see, it's light. It's certainly an improvement from the way that I looked when I started this video. If you have any questions, let me know about the products or the techniques and the application. By no means am I a makeup artist, but I do try and pull myself together in a professional way in the morning before I go to work. I think it's worth the extra 5 or 10 minutes that you would use to apply. I went a little bit slower, but on average, this makeup look would take me about 10 minutes to do in the morning. And I feel like I just look more awake and more refreshed when I have on some makeup. And a reminder that, at least in the professional world, that makeup is supposed to in the professional world, makeup is supposed to be used to enhance what's already there. So to bring out your natural beauty, you are certainly not trying to make a statement in the workplace. Your makeup will be what they remember and not what you say or what you do. So with that, I will sign off. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel. If you cannot wait for when I have uploaded another video, click that notification bell and you will be notified as soon as I do an upload. Thank you so much again, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.